Greetings! Hello once again. Welcome to another show. And to start off with, we've got a message from one of our sponsors of the Fluffy Climate Council. It's Prophet. Yo, dude. Wow, so far deep into the galactic realms we've gone. Wow, yeah, the universe is a fascinatingly bizarre, incredible reality. Yeah. Yeah. Yo, dude. Galactic realms. Deep into the galactic realms. Today we have reached Galactic Arkana number 12. And Galactic Arkana number 12 relates to the Hanged Man. Or the upside down man or person. Yeah. And today's topic is polar reversals. Whoa, dude! I'm upside down, man. Right. More time cycles then. Today is day 62, card 23, Galactic 10. And those numbers become quite important. We've got the 12, Galactic Arkana 12, and Galactic 10. So one of these increments is a 12,000 year cycle, roughly. So we're going to be looking at geological records and relating that to the current interglacial. Talk about younger dryas. We will also be talking about galactic superwaves and the work of Dr Paul LaViolette, cosmic rays, climatic effects. But first, this is today's card. Yeah, we've been blessed with an intergalactic Ankh. Yeah. So I wonder how that connects up. So card 23, Galactic 10, Cosmic Tree of Life, Star Nations, the vastness of space. Ever heard of the Drake equation? How many intelligent species are there in the universe? This graphic symbolizes a cosmic tree spanning across galaxies, stars, suns, planets, and moons. In the background is the ancient symbol of the Ankh, the cross with a loop at the top. The cross still honors each incarnation, however, the memory beyond this life is remembered also. This whole journey for me started with my NDE, near-death experience. We are galactic beings. Wow. Yeah, and I have here's my own personal Ankh. galactic beings. So, in order to understand the galaxy we live in, we need to learn about these vast cycles, and we've been covering each of these over the galactic code section, also the alchemy code section. And today we're talking about polar reversals, which is another one on here. In fact, there's, they're all connected really, because we do live in a holistic universe, so everything's connected. Yeah. So these are all different time waves of various lengths. But one of the metrics is primarily used as the long count, which is proven to be very, very helpful, because we are discussing essentially millions of years. So in my previous video series I shared this graphic, which is from the internet, and talks about periods of magnetic polar reversals. But there's a distinction to be made, which is here it was an actual permanent magnetic polar reversal. Yeah? There's a temporary change here. These are like temporary, but it was mainly white, you know, it's negative and positive, so-called. And here it changes permanently. Now that is about 700,000 years ago, plus a wee bit. Now, as you can see, these are all temporary blips, and there's a difference between a permanent and a temporary. And up here, we zoom in there, this is the bit I'm going to be focusing upon here, which is the last 100,000 years plus a bit. Yeah. Because that's our recent history. Yeah. So, in order to make sense of all of this, what Arcturians do is they create codes. So, this bit here, I've made this to take these numbers here, which are recorded as when these temporary polar reversals occurred. And when I say temporary, yeah, the figures say it had an effect for about 1,000 years, but lasted 250 years in intensity. And I'm just talking about time cycles here. I'm not going into the details of what all that means. Okay, so this here is this bit here. So there's a big bit and then 4 little bits. Okay, which is this one. Now here you can see 13, 10, 11, and it's been about 12 since the last temporary one. Now the numbers decrease, 13.5, 10.5, then increase again, 11, and then 12. So there's a point here where it kind of reaches some sort of 0 point. So there's definitely evidence to say that we're due one. When exactly that's going to occur, yeah. Next 1,000 years? 500 years? That's why it's important to get all the maths right. Did the person who created this, are these rounded numbers? What are the precise numbers? How precisely can we actually determine the dates of these events? Now, the one that happened 12,000 years ago actually connects very closely to this period here of the Younger Dryas, because the center of that is 12,000 years ago, literally. There's 10, 11, 12. So during the Younger Dryas, there was a polar reversal. Now, was that the cause, or was that a part of the causes? Or what caused this, or is this something that just occurs and other events took place at the same time? Now, the other thing that's mentioned is here, there was already a warming, but then it went down again. Now, this is where the work of Dr. Paul LaViolette comes in. I've put a little mark here for the 12,000. This point here is about 14. Okay? And that point relates to this book here, Earth Under Fire, Dr. Paul LaViolette. And he talks about our distance and the super waves taking 23,000 years. He talks about the last one being about 14,000 years. And, he's written entire books in depth about all this information. But since I'm just covering the last 100,000 years, and particularly our last interglacial, this point is important because on here, if this was actually the last time a galactic superwave arrived, and galactic superwaves bring a huge increase of cosmic rays, and in the previous episode, Galactic Arkana 17, a while back in the lunar code section, we're talking about cosmic rays and clouds and cooling effect. Now, potentially, this, being a galactic superwave, was actually the reason why it started going down. And maybe had other effects too. But as a cooling effect, it certainly makes sense. If this is the point where there's a last galactic superwave, yeah, big one, coming through our solar system. Now that's pretty fascinating. Okay? And it's important because all this information connects up. And I think we're in an age now where we do actually need to understand all these different levels of reality. Some of the most ancient peoples of this earth all claim we originally came from the stars. Ankh of eternal life. Yeah. I've also been guided to share what is the quarantine zone? And is that just on a consciousness level? Or does the global state of consciousness also affect our reality? Does the planet have a virus? Where did we catch that from? Orion? Yeah. At the back of my first book, you can find this graphic here. Yeah, it's a quarantine grid around the Earth. I'm just going to read that out for context. Earth under quarantine to protect galaxy from amnesia virus brought here by alien race living through now as the false ruling elite bloodlines. Game over. As only that which resonates with love, the flower of life geometries, awareness, can pass through, beyond the veil of illusion. Only those who are of love and peace will prevail. The eternal. Yes, that's right, because with greater awareness, better choices as a planet. And these are really the things that, determining vast cycles of climatic shifts. Looks like a lot of these larger cycles have a fair part to play. Yeah. And these are the things that don't seem to ever be discussed in the overall climate discussion. Yeah. which is why I've been guided to share all this information. Because together, all the information together, wow, there's a vast context to understand. The quarantine zone. Yeah, the suppression of consciousness through keeping information secret, yeah, down here, but on a high dimensional level, yeah, to actually protect the galaxy from us. Well, there has been evidence shown that nuclear bombs have been disarmed. Yeah. Yeah, underground bunkers, nuclear bombs have been disarmed by light ships with beams. Yeah, with beams. They disarmed nuclear bombs. Now, you know, the heightened amount of potential extraterrestrial vehicles occurred after the advent of nuclear age. Now, I don't think, you know, if you can explore the whole galaxy, you know, you wouldn't want to really interfere with the planet. But if the planet is potentially getting to the point where it's going nuclear, you may be a bit concerned, because that's like, you know, that's like self-harm as a species. So you may actually care as an intergalactic species that our species doesn't blow itself up, and that's what the evidence shows. Yeah, since the advent of nuclear age, yeah, maybe we triggered some sort of radar with all our nuclear tests. Yeah, it is a holistic universe. Pretty sure, yeah, they may have pretty advanced radar to travel around the galaxy. Well, I'll see how it's off topic. We're talking about millions of years. Do we know exactly what's happened over millions of years? Yeah, I don't really think we do. Potentially, I think there's a lot more to be uncovered. Yeah. Well, I'm sharing as much information as what I've been finding during this process. Yeah. Polar reversal. Polar reversal, yeah. Ancient wisdom. It is ancient, but this is just from today. You may well have or not seen images like this before, but this is something called an Egyptian jed pillar. Okay, see that? That's a jed pillar. Now, you see these codes I've just been sharing. Do you notice anything familiar between these? Because this covers 120,000 years, and this is a jed pillar from ancient Egypt. Now, it just so happens that about roughly 120 years ago was the last interglacial. Okay? And this is the records of temporary polar reversals over the last period. Now, you know, there's definitely a distinct familiarity there, and that's connected with today's codes of the galaxy that we live in. Okay? Sometimes this symbol is also shown like this, and it's actually part of the Ankh. So you have the Ankh and the jed pillar. And today is the Ankh day, and it connects. Yeah, it connects with polar reversals and the hangman. Yeah. Yeah, polar reversals. Yeah. Okay. Jet pillar. Ankh. Jet pillar. Ankh. Yeah. Today's symbols. Matching up with ancient wisdom. Here they are together in a carving. Okay. Yeah, symbols used to be fairly important in getting across understanding and memories. Yeah. A different sort of awareness of the universe. Ancient wisdom. How could they possibly know? Is this a reoccurring pattern, perhaps? Do we have all the records at hand? Oh, it must be just another coincidence. So, galactic superwave, intense cooling again, polar reversal, our current interglacial. That point there, that last one, that's that younger dryas point right there. Yeah. This one's very fascinating to me. And yeah, I just made this connection today, and it really fits. Really fits, boggles the mind, really, Yeah. Yep. 12,000 year cycles. Yeah. I've got some maths here that I've been exploring, which is for every 7 long counts, roughly 3 polar reversals, or 14 long counts, and 6. And these numbers are numbers that are coming up in my calculations, so I had to note them down. I had to originally put it as 2.5 long counts for a polar reversal, but now it's more like 2.3 long counts. So that's the great thing about these calculations. You can keep going back to them and improve them with more information from various sources that will combine. Yeah, because it's a universe of resonant frequencies. So plotting the graphs and finding the patterns then becomes actually very important. Yeah, and getting the maths right, even more important. So, ancient wisdom, here again, thought I'd share this one. This is my original notes here for all those calculations when I started the original series. That's my symbol that I connect with the polar reversals. Alright. So I was also thinking, there's the mythology of the in-breath and out-breath of Brahma. Galactic superwaves. Wow. Does the galaxy breathe? Is this like the galaxy breathing? Or exhaling? Is a galactic superwave? Yeah. That's when all these cosmic ideas start to make sense. Yeah, because it all connects. All these different pieces of wisdom from around the planet, modern science, all connecting. Time cycles, climatic events, ancient symbology, consciousness. What is consciousness? Yeah, that spark. 12,000 year cycle, 12 times 10 to the power of 3. 12 times 10 is the base. Today is Galactic Arkana 12, and it's the 10th galactic card, 12 times 10, base of the pillar. It relates to the polar reversals, and it matches up with the jet pillar. Absolutely fascinating. Right, well, 19,000 years of peace is the purpose of all this work, to bring consciousness as a blessing for this awakening of galactic awareness. I have retrieved an ancient artifact. It's a Tibetan Bow. Discharge the consciousness. Yeah. Clear the air. Yeah, with sand. Yeah. Yeah. Resonant frequencies of the universe. This bell resonates to a particular frequency, which is also based off of the kind of metals it's made from, its size and shape. And all these things, yeah, together, yep, produce a sound. These are waveforms of all different sizes. Together, they create the reality we live in. Yeah, all the different aspects and angles. Which is what, yeah, that's what this work's about, is raising awareness. Clearing the air. Yeah, evolving. Yeah, galactic beings. Yeah, we are galactic beings. We live in a galaxy. May peace prevail on our beloved planet Earth. Take care.